It's story time tea. That's me, and today I'm here to tell you a story about a time that I stopped talking to someone seemingly for no reason. Okay? So, let me set the scene. It's my early 20s, okay? So, I was at least 20. I feel like I was 21. I feel like I was 21. I don't know. Could have been 22. But yeah, at the time I was working at a place like out Cadensville. So being as though it was out there, I would catch the subway downtown and then catch a bus to there, okay? But my home gym was downtown basically. And when I would get off the subway, I would go to the gym and then go to work, or I would get off the subway and go to work. And then when I'm coming back, I would go to that gym and then get on the subway and go home. So that's basically how my Lord was set up for it. But that job was like a really sporadic time. Like, I wouldn't always go to work at the same time, and it wouldn't always be the same days. It kind of depended on what we had going on at my job. It wasn't just a little regular little 9 to 5 like, oh, I know I work this shift. No, it was like every single time I got the schedule, I was just like, oh, that's new. And then I went on about my days. So since it was like that, it was a little iffy. And when I would go to work and everything, I would see different people every single time I would go to work. Because everybody else got their regular little schedule that they go according to. And then I'm just bouncing all over the place. So yeah, that's how it was. And I used to get on the subway. And when I would get on the subway and I was going to work in the morning, I would always see this girl. Every time I would see this girl, she would just look at me. And when I first started seeing her, it was, I'm gonna say it was like late summer when I started seeing her. And late summer, we be a little busy, but we don't really pick up until the fall. So it's just like I'm at work a little less late summer. Yeah, so I was seeing her, she was seeing me. She would always look at me. I would always look at her. We would just keep on going about our days. And then like once I think winter came in, I'm gonna say like a cool November-ish, she like started sitting next to me on the subway sometimes. Not like next to me, but like across to me, kind of close. And I was just like, and so I was noticing just her like building up to saying something to me. But I ain't like say anything to her. And so eventually, like after she had sat across from me or whatever for like 2 weeks, whenever I would go to work early, which would only be like 2 days a week, then she started like going like that. And I'm like, and so we wouldn't get off at the same stop. I would always get off before her. And so she would always be there when I'm getting off. And at that point in time, I wasn't giving nothing to it. Eventually, I stopped seeing her. After like a month of her giving me I stopped seeing her. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it was like a week, 2 weeks passed, and I still wasn't seeing her. And I was like, oh, my little friend gone, my little buddy. I was like, dang. And so I just went on about my days though, but like I noticed that she wasn't there. And I think like 4 months or something passed, 5 months or something passed, I don't even know. Then all of a sudden I saw her again, and she was just like, hey. And I was like, oh, hey, I ain't see you in a minute. And then she was just like, yeah, I know. And I'm just like, how are you? And then she's like, oh, I'm good. And it's just like, since we didn't see each other for a minute, now it's like we friends or something. And so I was just like, well, I'm glad you're good. I was, I wasn't worried or anything, but I was just like, I know where she was going. And then she was just like, yeah, I missed seeing you on my way to work. And I was just like, that's sweet. And so I'm going to give y'all like a little description of this lady. She was lighter than me, right? But not necessarily light skinned, but like she was light skinned to me, because I'm like, I'm like, you like 3 shades lighter than me, like bro, you like you light skinned. So, but it's just like she might not have identified as that, so I don't want to just say she was light skinned. But yeah, she was like light skinned, and then she was taller than me. She wasn't that much taller than me though, so I'm gonna say she was like a cool 5'7". Yeah, I'm gonna say she was like 5'7". And she had braids. But when I seen her that day, she had individuals. But she always had braids. She always had like I can't even describe it to y'all because I'm not good at hairstyles. So yeah, she would always have braids, but at this point in time, she had individuals. And like, yeah, so that was her. And she would dress like 2005 Chris Brown or something. I don't know. Like the way she would dress, it was like she had baggy clothes on all the time. And like she didn't look like she was going to work. She looked like she was going to go hang out with her little friends or something every single time I seen her. So I'm just like, what job you was going to? But at the same time, it's just like I would be seeing her at like 8 in the morning. So like, what you doing outside at 8 in the morning if you're not going to work for real? Like I don't know. And so I'm just like, oh, okay. But yeah, that's my little description of her. I think she was tatted. Couldn't see it at this point in time because I think we were still like sweater weather by the time I started seeing her again. I think it was like late February. So it was like sweater weather. So yeah, didn't see that at the time. But yeah, she had nice pristine teeth. Like she looked like she go to the dentist like twice a year. And she had glasses. And she was a little skinny, but not so skinny that she looked like, dang, you need to eat or you gonna die type of skinny. Like she didn't look malnourished, but she looked like she could eat. I'm just trying to give a good description of this girl. But yeah, so that's basically how it was. That's what she looked like. And she was just like, oh, well, since you noticed me, just like I noticed you, obviously we should be cool. And I'm just like, and mind you, the stop that I was getting on at, like I had to stay on for like a minute before I would get to my stop. So it was just like we really was having a conversation. This wasn't no quick little, it was like we were really talking. And so I was just like, I mean, yeah, that's cool for real. And I gave her my number. And she was like, all right, well, I'm about to get off. And I'm just like, you don't get off for me. But I was like, I'm not going to tell her what she do because obviously she getting off. So she got off. And then she texted me and she was just like, oh yeah, my name V, da 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 da. I'm like, okay, V. Like, I'm not going to say what her actual name was. I might, never mind. But yeah, her name was V. She was cool, whatever. So I'm texting her. I'm just like, oh yeah, my name is Tisha. And everything was cool. I think like we was like kind of sort of consistently, but not every day, all day type of texting for probably like 3 weeks or something like that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm gonna say. It was like 3 weeks that we were just, you know, not all of that, but a little. Okay, so yeah, that happened for like 3 weeks, and then she was just like, oh, you want to go out? I was trying to go to this restaurant that's down the street from my house. It's new, da da da. I'm just like, I mean, I don't drive. So where is this restaurant? Before I agree to this, where is this restaurant at? And she was just like, oh, I'll come pick you up. And I was just like, oh, okay. And so like, as I always do, I told her to pick me up from one of my friend's house. So I was just like, oh yeah, I'm at my friend's house. Come get me. On the day that she was like, yeah, she wanted us to go out. So I think that was like 3 days after like she said something about it. And so she came, she got me, we chatting it up. The chats are nice. I'm like, she seems so sweet. I like this girl. Like obviously she gay. Cause this is it. I'm not going to act like you trying to be my friend. I know you trying to like me and you trying to be in things and you whatever. So I'm just like, I see the vibes. And mind you, this girl was not my type because I date women that are more girly than I am. I've become more girly over the years, but I'm still like bare minimum girly in my opinion. So she was very much so less girly than me. And I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. This is different than before. I've never had nothing like that before. So I was just like, let me see. So yeah, I was talking to her and everything, but I was kind of a little, you know, hesitant because I didn't know if that was exactly what I wanted to do. But she was cooling on me. She was just like, I'm not going to try to get you to like me and nothing like that. Like, we friends right now. Like, obviously, you know I'm trying to date you. But, like, I'm not going to try to force, like, intimate moments or anything like that. Like, you going to see how you feel whenever we talk and we be around each other and da-da-da-da-da. So, I'm like, cool. And after that little date that we had, which was nice, the restaurant was nice, she was nice, you know, everything was great. She was just like, oh yeah, we should go out again. And she had said that when she dropped me off. Once I got in the house and I texted her, I was just like, oh yeah, I made it inside of the house. Like, obviously it wasn't my house, it was my friend's house. I was like, I made it inside of the house. Thank you for taking me back. She's like, all right, cool, bet. Let me know once you're in your house. I was like, all right, cool, bet. And then she told me when she was home, and then she was just like, we should go out again. I'm like, cool, bet. And like the second date, I forgot what she wanted us to do. I feel like she wanted us to go skating, y'all. And I went skating, but y'all, I cannot skate. My best friend skate, so like I know how not to die, but like I'm not a skater. I just be out there with my little feet. I don't look too crazy, but I'm not going fast. I'm not going backwards. I'm not doing any twirls. Like, I don't know any tricks. I'm not sliding and then splitting. Like, I'm just out there. And so that's what we did. But she was like really good at skating. So she was just doing a bunch of this shit and then overlapping me and then da-da-da and shit like that. And I'm just like, clap it up for you. That's so great for you. Never gonna be me. It's never gonna be me. I'm glad that you got to do a thing that you like. Never gonna be me. And so she's just like, you never learned how to skate before? I'm just like, nigga, you see me moving my little feet. I'm like, you see me? You see what this is? Like, I'm giving it all I got. I'm like, I'm going at a moderate pace. I'm not going crazy. Like, I'm faster than the little kids, and I ain't done fell over nobody or made nobody fall. So I feel like I'm doing a good job. I know that you overlapping me and doing all this fancy stuff. I don't care. I'm doing my thing. And I'm just like, yeah, I can skate. Like, what you saying? And so she just like, yeah, I learned when I was really little. Me and my family, we used to go out all the time, da 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 da. And I'm just like, oh, so do y'all still be going out to skate? She was like, no, I wish we did, but we can't. I didn't know if I was supposed to ask her why they couldn't. But I was just like, maybe that's something, like, if she really wanted to tell me, she would have told me. That's how I felt. I felt like if she wanted to tell me, she would have told me. And she didn't, so I didn't ask her. And I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. Like, do you got friends that you skate with now? And da-da-da-da, so we just talking. And everything's cool. And so she was just like, yeah, I got friends that I skate with sometimes. They cool. But we only go skating like once a season. So it's really like I go skating like 5 times a year. I would really like to go like monthly. Like, that would be cool if I could go monthly. And I'm just like, wow, I really wish I could help you. But skating with me is no fun. Like, we not about to hold hands and do the little couples and stuff we doing. I can't. I'm sorry. Like, I'm literally out here striving to survive. Like, I'm striving and surviving. Like, that's all I got. Like, I can't do more than what I'm doing. So she was like, oh, it's fine. I'm just glad that you're here with me. I'm glad that I can come. You know, I just like to do. And then she doing her little twirls and stuff again. I'm like, oh, okay. Very nice, very nice. As I said, I'm going to clap it up for you. Could never be me. Love it for you, though. And so, yeah, it was just a cool little date. And then after that, we ate. I don't even remember what we ate. We didn't eat there. We had got like a snack or something there, like midway through us, like doing everything. But then after that, we left and we ate somewhere that was kind of close to the skating place. And still, obviously, I didn't let her take me back to my house. We went back to my friend's house, that same friend. We went back to that same friend's house. And then after that, she was cool. We texted, all that good stuff. And then she was always saying stuff to me. Everything was funny. We sending each other stuff. Everything is fine. Everything is cool. We going on dates. She's doing she's doing what I usually do with women, because I like to open the doors. I be paying for everything. I'm giving motherfuckers flowers and I'm buying gifts and I'm being extra, because that's what I like to do and it's fun. And so, yeah, but that's her thing. That's what she likes to do. That's what's fun to her. And so she's doing all of that. And I'm just like, bruh, I'm not used to this. It's like, the women that I would be with would do the same for me, but it was like more so I was doing more stuff because I'm the aggressor in all of these relationships. I'm just like, hey, let me get in. And so this is the first time that a woman came to me and was like, let me get in. I'm like, get out of here. So I didn't really know how to play my part properly because I'm just like, this is not what I usually do. I'm the one buying TVs and air conditioners. I'm the one fixing doors and shit up in here. That's usually my thing. She stole my whole flow. So I'm just like, I don't know how I'm supposed to just be inside this relationship, but I'm gonna try to be. So everything was cool though. She had got me this little bracelet and it was so cute. It was like, it had some little, it had my birthstones on there. And my birthstone is red, but I don't really like red, but it's my birthstone, so I gotta rock with it, right? And so like, she got me this bracelet with my birthstones on there, and she got herself a bracelet with her birthstones on there, and so we had like the same bracelet, but it was like different colors because we was born in different months and stuff. So yeah, it was cute though. And then she like took me out to this little restaurant. It was really nice. And then she asked me to be her girlfriend, and I was just like, I know it's kind of crazy to say no. I know it's kind of crazy to say no, but it was like 2 months. It was a good amount of time, and we was consistently talking by that point. But I also just was like, I don't really know if I want to say yes. Like, it seemed cool and everything, but I'm just like, I don't know, because I just felt like even though we was talking a lot, we weren't talking about the stuff that I felt like was important for us to talk about before we get into a relationship. So I was just like, I feel like I'm missing some pieces. I know what your last name is. I know what your middle name is. I know what schools you went to and what neighborhoods you grew up in. But I just feel like I'm missing so many things. Like, it's a lot of stuff I can't say about you. And I don't know if I want to say yes. And so she was just like, yeah, maybe I should have waited. She was like, don't feel pressured to say yes. Like, it's okay. Like, if you want to think about it overnight and tell me later, da da da. But I felt bad because I was just like, it's not like I don't want to be your girlfriend for real. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. And like at the start of us talking, it was more so like, yeah, I'm trying to date you. Like, she just said that that's what she was trying to do. So I knew what was going on, and it wasn't like I was talking to a bunch of people or nothing. But I just was like, was I ready for this? I don't know. And so that was like the 8th date, because we really was going on a date like every single week, and it was a little over 2 months that I had been talking to her. So yeah, I was just like, oh. And I felt kind of bad, but we went on, okay? And she took me back home to my house, and we hung out at my house, and we talked about a bunch of different stuff. But like, I just felt like, I don't know. And so like, we went a kiki and a ha 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 all the time. Everything was great, but I'm just like, I don't know. And I feel like you should know. I feel like you shouldn't be like, I don't know all the time. But a lot of the times I just was like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't feeling a feel or something. I don't know what I was supposed to be feeling, but I was just like, it's not like we friends or anything, because I was I'm not gonna say all of that, but y'all know. And so I was doing the deuce. I fucked with her, right? But I just was like, I don't know. And then things started happening. Because she was great the whole time. And then she told me that the reason why I stopped seeing her, and then all of a sudden I seen her that one time, and then I didn't see her again, was because she got on the subway looking for me. Like, her car was in the shop for like all of them months or something, or like she had to get a new car because her car got totaled, and that's why she was on the subway. And then she had got a new car, so that's why she disappeared, and she reappeared because she was looking for me. So she came back to the subway just to see. And so she ended up telling me that, and I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh, you missed me. So yeah, I was like, that's so sweet. And like, I liked her, and I had feelings. Like, there was something going on in here, but I just was like, I don't know if it's love. I don't know if I'm there with it. So it was just like, I cared a lot about her, and I loved doing things with her, but I was just like, I don't really know if like I'm falling in love, or I'm like really loving you. So that's why I was just confused. I didn't know. But I didn't know what it was that was stopping me from making that connection that I felt like I should have already done made. But yeah, then after that whole thing, she invited me to her house, and I was talking to her, and she still lived with her mother. It was her and her mother. It was just her and her mother. She had a brother that was like older than her by a couple years, but it was just her and her mother. And her mother met me, and she was really sweet, very nice, very caring, very loving. I'm just like, oh, you're just like your mom. And then she was just like, not really. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I feel like maybe we didn't vibe as much because she had like a calm personality. But then when I think about it, I've dated plenty of men with calm personalities that weren't as talkative as me and weren't as funny as me, and I still ended up loving them, and we still ended up being together. So I feel like it wasn't that she had a calm personality, but I'm gonna just keep on, okay? And so yeah, I was just like, oh, you not like your mother? She was just like, no. I was just like, well, you don't really look like her. She's like, no, I look like my dad, and my personality is like my dad's. And I was just like, so you just going just to disown your mother? And she's just like, yeah, basically. And I was like, oh, okay. And I've never seen somebody just like not fuck with their mother for real. I never seen that, especially not a girl for real not fuck with their mother. It's always like, oh, me and my mother don't have a good relationship, but I absolutely love her. I wish she would act right. It's always like that type of relationship, or they just like, I adore my mother, I love my mother. Like that's really how it always is. She just was like, she birthed me, she gave me life. And that's all she had. She didn't have anything else. She was just like, she's like, I'm not saying that I love her, not saying that I want to be around her. Like if the ship if the ship was sinking, I would not save her. That was her vibe. And I was just like, your mother Mima Lima. I'm like that lady that gave birth to you, no, you wouldn't save her? And I'm just like, this is very odd. And so I just kept on going on. And so then one day I was on the phone with her, and her mother was in the background. She's just like, I'm hearing a bunch of rumbling and everything like that. And then her mother like burst into her room. Her mother's just like, where have you been? And she's just like, I've been here all day. And she's just like, okay. And then the girl is just like, okay. And so the mother is just like, my food's not in the refrigerator. And then V's like, okay. So her mother's just like, and like the conversation is just so like everybody just saying 2 words, and it's just very quiet in the house because they're the only 2 people that live there. And so she's just like, yeah, did you eat my food? She's like, no. She's like, V, you ate my food. And V's just like, no, I didn't. And she's like, so now you're gonna act like you didn't eat my food? V's like, I didn't. And I'm just like, what is this exchange? What's happening right now? I'm so confused. And so then I hear the door slam, and I'm just like, you good for real? She was just like, yeah, everything cool. And I'm just like, and then I hear like the rumblings again, because I'm guessing like her mother was like running up the stairs type of thing, like running up and down the stairs or whatever. So I hear it again. She busts back in her room, right? And what I'm gonna say is, her mother don't know how to keep her hands to herself. That's what I'm gonna say. And I heard the whole thing, right? I didn't know. I can't unhear that. So she got back on the phone, and she was just like, my bad. Your bad? You're a victim. What do we gotta do to get you out of there? Because I'm absolutely the fuck not. So she was just like, yeah, my mom gets a certain type of way sometimes depending on like things that's going on. And I'm just like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? I'm like, bro, where your father at? Where's your dad? Where's your dad? Where's your brother? You gotta get out of there. Cause I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. You gotta get out of there because this is absolutely crazy. You ate her food and she did what? Like, what's happening? And then she's just like, well, no, I didn't eat her food. I literally didn't eat her food. I don't know what happened to her food. I don't know why she was so upset. Like, I don't know what she wanted me to do. So I'm just like, I don't know what I'm about to do. because this is insane. And I didn't know what to do after that. And I didn't want to stop talking to her because I was just like, you need somebody. You need somewhere to go. Do you want to stay here? You can stay here. You can stay here. I promise you. I won't do that to you. You can stay here as long as you need. This is a shelter at this point. Stay with me. This lady's a fucking maniac. And I'm just like, bro, but no, for real, what's your father's number? Because like, we need to do something about this. Like, what's going on? Then she goes to tell me that her mother and her father broke up because she used to do things to him. And the brother left because she used to do stuff to him. And I'm just like, she has an actual problem. Like, she just be doing this all the time. And she's just like, yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck to say. So then after that, our relationship was very odd. And she started coming over to my house more. I was asking her to come to my house. I'm like, hey, you wanna come over? You wanna come over here? You wanna hang out with me? Stay a couple days or something? What's up with you? I'm like, you need somebody to fund your leave? I'll help you. I got money. I'm like, I ain't got that much money, but like, I got something. Hey, how much do you need? Cause I just felt very uncomfortable at that point in time. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. And I'm just like, she like, I'm not calling the cops and I'm not doing this. And I'm just like, something has to happen. Because she needs to go to jail. She's not learning her lesson. Nobody is calling the cops on her and her family, and she's not learning her lesson. And she don't be doing this to nobody that she not related to. So it's like, this is targeted offense. Like, she's doing this on purpose. Because she ain't never had no fights with nobody at work. She ain't never done had no fights with no people at Walmart or nothing. Like, she don't be putting her hands on nobody but the people that are the closest to her. This is a problem. First of all, she need to go to therapy and jail. Send her away. What's going on? Like, you're not learning your lessons. It's just like, there's no lesson to be learned because she just do stuff and then they just would let her do things. So I'm just like, I just feel bad and I don't know what the fuck to do. So I just was like, And so she would be coming to my house for like a long period of time, but I couldn't like find the love that I needed to have for her, for us to be in a relationship. And I also didn't want to be a part of that family because that stressed me the fuck out. And I was just like, no, I don't want to. My family is already my family. I already have my own family drama. I don't want to get into nobody else's family. And like, I absolutely adore my mom and I want somebody else that absolutely adores their mom. I don't know if I can handle a relationship like that with somebody that has like a strained relationship with all their family members because they live with the worst person in the world. I don't know how that works. And I didn't really want to be a part of that. And so I continued to be her friend and let her come over my house. Whenever she called me, like, can I come over? I'm like, yes, absolutely. I'm waiting at the door right now, actually. So you didn't even need to call. You could have just popped up. And so that's basically how our relationship was. And I always let her just come to my house and we was always cool. But like, I was like, bro, we're not being together. Cause I didn't know what that was going to turn into. And it was bad to me, but it just felt like once I seen it for myself, once I heard it for myself, it was just like, yeah. Cause I already knew they didn't have a good relationship, but that was just too much. That was too much. And I talk to her still. She's doing great. Her mother, exactly the same. No, nothing has changed. She's the same. She doesn't live with her anymore, but she hasn't gone to jail or to therapy. She's just existing in the world the way that she is. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And so it's like a sad story. Sorry, y'all. But that's what happened. I don't know what people do in those situations. Comment. Let me know what y'all be doing in situations like that. Because I had never known of a thing existing like that. Nope. Not in my world. So, yeah. But for me, storytime session T is over. Moral of the story, I ain't got one because I'm just confused. So, yeah. Peace and love.